Hi, everybody. This is a new system that we've been working on. This is the first time. Let's see if it's working. Let's see if I'm on. Not. Mm, okay. I probably am just. Doesn't look like I've got the stream going like I want it. But I think I'm on Rumble right now and Odyssey. So thank you so much for tuning in to 1,530 days since Richard was premeditatedly murdered on Fort Bliss. That is a code red, and I am going to explain real quick. Um, so, Richard was reporting trafficking at the border. He was stationed at El Paso, at Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas, right there by Juarez, Mexico. That area is the gateway for most of the trafficking, and of course, the home to the emergency intake center of hundreds of thousands of unaccompanied children that were used and abused and now are mostly dead. He reported he was in communication with FBI Houston, which is the child trafficking unit. He was in communication with IG, Inspector General, and they were all over the barracks because of Halliday. We were even told by Brigadier General Stewart that they were under audit, weapons audit, and of course CID Soto, very dirty agent there, but he even in his little bit of help. Um, let's see if I did I start on. So yeah, I think so. Okay. Um, so he even said, the agent Soto, dirty agent Soto, that the audit was happening all over Fort Bliss, not just in Richard's barracks. So he corroborated what Brigadier General Stewart had told us to our face. And of course, they were bringing girls in during the COVID, young girls in during the COVID. And we corroborated that with the witnesses. There is no shortage of corroboration to what Richard was reporting, and he was in communication also with Washington, D.C., with the CID, and with Child Protective Services, and also 911. That has all been confirmed. And so and of course, we have witnesses that corroborate that confirmation. So there's no doubt that Richard was whistleblowing, that he was retaliated against by his leadership, and even framed. And but the amazing thing is um, we're so proud of Richard. Uh, he he was so he had so much integrity that all of the framing and the traps and the retaliation didn't work. It didn't work. And they got into real trouble because he had so much integrity, and as a whistleblower, that's what you need to have, right? You need to be a person of integrity for Washington to listen to you, for FBI Houston to listen to you, to take what you're saying seriously. The IG, the CID, the 911, the CPS, they couldn't write off his complaints. And so, what did they do? They decided to code red him. They decided to order his murder, and it was premeditated, and they have um, their fraud in place um, with the VA Pablo. This has been confirmed by even the prime suspect in the murder of Richard. Um, they start talking and they tell you what they're up to no good, and they start tattling on others, and they put it in writing, and they have it notarized, and they turn it into the FBI because they want to save their skin. They're so they absolutely had connections and a system in place to get rid of Richard's remains. And his remains were dismembered, and we don't have them back because even though Richard has officially now been declared deceased, and the paperwork absolutely leaves nothing but that Richard was murdered on Fort Bliss. Um, and that is a military installation with a lot of security and a lot of cameras, and so he was absolutely code red murdered, and it was a cover up of that murder. And so we've spent 4 years, over 4 years now, uncovering um, all of the evidence, the hard evidence, the circumstantial evidence, irregularities, putting these pieces together, and we have it now. We understand what happened to Richard, and this is the wave of accountability now. So many people say you'll never get accountability. Well, you know, um, ye with little faith, right? When Jesus wants to cuss you out, he goes, ye with little faith, ye of little faith. So we didn't want to fall for that. We decided that we would go with the verse, you know, uh, faith as a mustard seed. If you just have just a little bit of faith the size of a mustard seed, that you can move mountains. And we have absolutely received accountability. Don't even doubt it for 1 minute. We have already gotten accountability in several different areas, and we now the wave is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And of course, we're going after those that murdered Richard and those that committed treason in this cover up of a code red murder of a United States Army soldier that volunteered to protect the Constitution. And it wasn't just that Richard was reporting on the criminal trafficking, and he's the first the first casualty in the war against trafficking at the borderland. He's the first casualty, and President Trump is leading the way in this war on the trafficking that's going on. So he is definitely our best ally um, choice politically, because this is politics, right? This is politics. And he dares to mention the 500,000 unaccompanied children that are mostly dead. Um, so this wave of accountability. We've been very busy today with it. Lots going on, lots of outreach. And the wave is getting bigger and bigger with the institutional support, because they see that there's a change in regime coming. And you know um, so everything is politics, y'all. Everything is politics. And so we've been very calm, trying to have the face of, let me see if I can get that on there real good, the face of peace when you're getting. It's interesting because this was our bulletin Sunday morning, and I posted it. And then today, our daughter came and said, "Oh, you should see what President Trump posted today." He posted the exact same painting, because it's the face of peace when you're getting accountability. And I never understood that because this is a warrior, right? This is a warrior. This is the Archangel Michael slaying the devil. And he has total, his face is not tense, nothing. It's totally at peace while he's slaying the devil, who is contorted, who is in anguish, who is tense. And so it really shows you the picture of what life is like when you're on God's side, the side of law and order and justice, and the side of deception, absolute deception and death. And so I think the accountability is very peaceful, even though it is, a battle. So, with that, I want to say thank you so much for coming on Rumble. Please share because this these 15 plus agencies that were tasked to investigate our set and are complicit in the cover up of it. Accountability is coming, and it's been uh, something we've been working on for 4 years, every day diligently for hours and hours and hours, and I think the time has come. So thank you so much. Please share, and uh, the next few days, we um, notified Bob Moore of El Paso Matters because the media is also complicit. Um, Not all, but those that absolutely know. And Bob Moore absolutely is criminal. And so we sent him a cease and desist notice, and he ran from it. He ran, which means he's guilty. He's absolutely guilty. So, you know, um, accountability is coming, and it's going to be a huge wave. So, thank you